Yeah, I mean, it's important to do that. It's important to run the ball. It sets everything else up. So, that's one thing that, we just continue to work in practice and, continue to work.
Did you think you guys would be able to have more success with a heavy aerial attack going into the year than you guys have had, at least at this point of the year?
Yeah, I think, that we've had glimpses of it. We've showed that we can go over the top. I think, there's always that attack, right, with DJ, Robbie, Moo, all the other guys when they're in there, to be able to attack a defense down the field. So we'll never lose that. But, we just got to stay with it. And, I got to just continue to be consistent with the way I read defenses and go wherever they dictate. I go with football.
So what are your impressions of the Giants defense, in particular the secondary, with the guy who used to play here, James Bradbury?
Yeah. I mean, Bradbury's a heck of a player. So is Dory. And then obviously they got really good safeties and nickels coming in the back end. So, they're a good defense, and I'm sure they'll be ready to go.
I know it's not your former team, but it is your former home. Any emotions about playing up there again?
Not really. I mean, it's a good, it's going to be a good environment. I can, I'm sure of that. So, I know the environment, what it's going to be like, even facing a home Giants team, facing them, I think, a couple of years ago, even though it might have been split, it was still loud when we were on offense. So, those guys can get pretty rowdy in there, and it's going to be fun for us.
Did you live in Jersey, Sam? Like, was that where did everyone live kind of around the facility?
Yep, Florham Park, New Jersey.
Yeah. What was it like? What it'll be like, kind of, as you said, going back and being kind of in the visitors' locker?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It'll be a first for me. So, again, I'm just excited for this opportunity to play, a really good Giants team, and for them, just to be able to go up against them. I'm excited to go back to MetLife and back to New York.
Have you kind of given anybody the lay of the land up there? I mean, I know the old Meadowlands was famous for kind of swirling winds. Was there any kind of scouting report on the stadium?
No, I mean, it can get windy, especially later in the year. I'm not sure how windy it'll be when we get there, but I mean, it can at some times be, I guess, a thing to kind of think about and something to talk about, especially for some of the specialists, the punters and the kickers. But I mean, for us, we just got to go out there, execute, and do our job.
What have been your thoughts on how Chuba has played so far? I mean, he may be more carries this week. So.
Yeah, he's been stepping up in a big way. I mean, to fill, the void of Christian for the last couple of weeks, and he's been doing a great job of that. So we just continue to look for him to step up in a big way.
Sam, where is your confidence at right now in the way that you're playing? I know you've got to turn the page after a bad play, that sort of thing. Where do you feel you are right now?
Yeah, I'm really confident to be able to go out there and just do my job. That's really all it comes down to, is finding, the next completion, understanding where my outlets are.
Sam, I'm sorry if one of these guys asked it, but just kind of depleted receiving core this week. What sort of added pressure, or that's the right word, responsibility does it put on you as you kind of working with some potential practice squad call-ups?
Yeah, I mean, I know, those guys are well aware of their jobs and what they have to do when they're out there. So, at the end of the day, it just comes down, I know I've talked about it a lot, but it just comes down to me trusting them, trusting that they're going to be in the right spot at the right time. And, if I throw them the ball, they're going to, go make a play. They've been doing it on practice squad all year. I've been watching them do it all year. So, I'm excited for them to be able to step up in a game.
Sam, what were your impressions of Shai during training camp and even to now, to last week?
Yeah, Shai's a really, really good player. He's explosive. When he gets the ball in his hands, he can do some good things with the football. So, we've always, right when Shai got here, in OTAs, we knew what kind of player he was and what kind of player he can be. And, I'm excited to kind of see him, not necessarily do anything crazy or special, but I'm excited to watch him play, and if he does get the ball in his hands, I know he can do something special with it.
Anything in particular during OTAs kind of caught your eye? You mentioned that pretty specifically.
Yeah, I mean he's an explosive athlete. I mean he can go up at the highest point and get the football, and he can outrun almost anyone. So he's a really good player.
Are you trying to do anything like get extra reps for these guys, or film time, or anything like that to just try to make sure that you guys have a really good chemistry this week coming up?
Yeah, I think being able to kind of go through some of the plays with them, talk through some of the routes, get some of those routes obviously in practice, but whether it's during a special teams period or maybe after practice, spend some time with them, just getting as many reps as possible.
Sam, how is Robbie's kind of outlook this week after a rough Sunday?
Yeah, Robbie's always good. I mean, I'm never worried about Robbie and his mindset, so I know he'll be ready to rock by Sunday.
Sam, when a team's on a losing streak like you guys are, and maybe the positive plays aren't coming on the offensive side, how do you resist and fight the temptation to try to do too much, just stay in your lane, do your job? It seems like, players, you guys want to win, you guys want to go out and succeed, that sort of thing, but still have to stay within the framework, correct? Yeah,
absolutely. I think that's, took the words right out of my mouth there. I think that's the biggest thing we have to do. We just have to stay consistent and do our jobs. I know it's kind of repetitive and redundant. I come up here and say that every single time, but it really is as simple as that. It's taking it one play at a time and doing your job every single play.